Hi, everyone, and welcome back. Well, Tim, it would seem to me like that, you have to get together. How is it you get together? I think you have like a dinner, and also you pull in legislators and your members, and you
Yes.
get together.
We we don't have them on a regular basis, but we have 2 or 3 dinners a year in the mining association, and then we have a board of directors who meets to do business away from the regular meetings.
Okay.
And currently we're working on a dinner that's coming up on December 9th. We're going to have Senator Tom Berryhill and Assemblyman Frank Bigelow up to discuss these issues. They'll be speaking, and they'll also be listening to our truckers and to our miners to see what we can do to alleviate some of the stress that's put on these businesses up here in the rural areas. Both of those men are very supportive of the business community, as you probably know, and we like to work with them, and we will be doing our best to bring some of these issues forward to them and have them carry them to the legislature for us.
Okay, so we went with the trucking regulations that come across from probably the Cal EPA. We have like our own EPA here, so we have like the stringentest, if I said that right or made up a new word or whatever, of the particulates and all that, right?
Yes.
Okay, there's another area of regulation that is of concern to you, and I believe that's when a person has a mine. Then they have to come up with some sort of a plan to get their permits or to operate, I guess, of how they're going to put it back.
That's the reclamation plan.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and in 1976, Surface Mining and Reclamation Act was instituted in the state of California, which demanded that every active mine develop a reclamation plan. And then that kind of grew and grew and grew into what's now run by the Office of Mine Reclamation under the Department of Conservation. And they are passing new requirements for reporting and inspections and that sort of stuff, and charging fees, which again are very stressful to the small miner. Let me give you an example. When an operator produces a ton of ore, maybe and the ore could be gravel, it could be clay, it could be sand, it could be whatever it is. The profit on those, especially the industrial minerals like that, might be $2 a ton. Typically, a mine that produces over $100,000 gross sales a year, which is not a lot of sales if you're going to try to pull some profit out of that. If you're over $100,000, your fees to the state will probably be close to $6,000. And for every $1,000 of fee, you're looking at 500 tons of material that's got to be moved out of that pit to pay just for that $1,000 worth of fees. So you're looking at, if you had $6,000, you're looking at 3,000 tons of material that you've got to move off your mine, put in a truck, and send somewhere just to pay those fees. And small mining operations can't really afford that. I mean, it's very difficult for them to do that. And say 3,000 trucks would be equivalent to about 75, or 3,000 tons would be equivalent to about 75. I think that's right. 75 trucks.
Okay.
No, it'd be 150 truckloads of material going off your site that you get nothing back for. It's just going to pay your fees to the state. And then the question always comes up. Well, what do we get back from the state?
I was going to say, that's a lot of fee money. What do you get?
To the best of my knowledge, the state really doesn't do anything for the industry at all in terms of that. They oversee. They work with the lead agencies and make sure the lead agencies are doing their jobs in terms of making sure the mines are in compliance with the reclamation and operations.
Give some of the people, this is pretty technical stuff we're talking about. What is a lead agency?
Lead agency
for a mine?
A lead agency would be the designated agency that would oversee the operation and the reclamation of the mine.
Okay. Well, Tim, we've got 2 minutes. Tell us, continue on then.
Okay. Well, I just think that we need to look at those costs that are accrued by the regulations and paid by the small miner to the state. We either have to back off during these bad economic times, or we have to set a new scale as to how we charge, a sliding scale, so that the small miner doesn't get lumped in with the guy who's producing 1 million tons.
It would even seem if you were a big outfit, if you're paying fees for something that we don't know what you're getting back, or what are the fees used for?
Well, it goes back to the old thing of taxation without
does it go into
representation.
does it go into the general fund?
Those fees go to the agency that they're, for the most part, go to the agency to operate the agency. So
Okay.
they have a vested interest in trying to maintain.
Now, are
those
the
fees.
just for us in the final time we have, or whatever, is how you reclimate, is that changing all the time too, or is when you first decide how you're going to do that,
Yeah.
does that stand, or
They're
does that?
they're continuing to develop standards for reclamation practices. Yes,
Okay.
they are, and they don't get less stringent; they get more stringent all the time. So it becomes more difficult. And reclamation is very important, but it also, if you kill the goose that gives you the egg, then reclamation is a moot point.
Okay, we'll leave it there, except for one thing. Let's talk about that dinner. Are people like myself or any interested person
Yes.
able to come down?
If you-
Would you like
if-
to have
if-
more people?
Yes, we'd like to have
Okay.
people who are interested in supporting the industry, and if you register, get a reservation,
Okay.
and pay your
Okay.
dinner fee, which is going to be $28 for the dinner. It's going to be at Teresa's restaurant
On the 9th?
on the 9th, and in the banquet room there. And we'd like to have supporters come, and we want the truckers to come, and we want the mining industry and anybody who feels a kinship with the industry.
Okay. And they'll have a chance to talk to Senator Tom Berryhill and Assemblyman Frank Bigelow. Tim, I want to thank you for coming by
You
and keeping us updated on some of the important businesses here in Amador County.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Tom.
watching. We'll see you again next time on TSPN.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.